All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. We're going to go over gaslighting 101 because this interview here, we're going to listen to it. We're not going to see it. We're just going to listen to it and we're going to point out the gaslighting. Gaslighting is very detrimental to a society. Gaslighting has been going on since this country's inception. And this is what they're taught to do. So we're going to go over it. We're definitely going to go over the gaslighting and how it applies to this case. And like I said, we're going to listen to it. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where someone repeatedly tries to make another person doubt their own memory, perception, judgment, or understanding of what happened. It's more than simply disagreeing or remembering something differently. The key is a pattern of denying, twisting, minimizing, or rewriting reality in a way that makes another person question themselves. Give you an example. You say you yelled at me last night. They respond, I never yelled. You're imagining things. You always exaggerate. Someone promised to do something, then later says, I never said that. You must be confused. This happened repeatedly, even when you clearly remember the conversation. A partner insults you, and when you become upset and say, I was only joking, this happened to me recently. I was only joking, you're way too sensitive. That if somebody call you sensitive, that's gaslighting. That's you just automatically assume they're gaslighting. Just tell if you ever in a relationship and they say you're too sensitive, get rid of them. There's always other women out there. I'm just letting you guys know this. Get rid of them. Especially if they don't own up to it. If someone is always right in a situation, that's a red flag. There's way too many single people out here. Remember that, male and female. Someone gets caught lying and responds, the real problem is that you're paranoid and don't trust anybody. Instead of addressing the lie, they make you question your judgment. When somebody do that, get rid of them. They're no good. They're no good anyway. They have a social disease. People like this have a social disease that's almost incurable. And when you hang with a person, that disease start to affect you. So I'm telling you right now, I'm older, I know. Do not accept it whatsoever, whether you're male or female or whatever you identify yourself as. At work, this probably happened to a lot of people. At work, a supervisor give you one instruction, later criticize you for following it and says, I would never have told you to do that. You misunderstood me. A person behaves badly in front of you and later says, that didn't happen the way you remember it. Over time, you start wondering whether your own memory can be trusted. A common result is repeated gaslighting that a person begins to think maybe I was overreacting. Maybe I remembered it wrong. Or maybe I really am the problem. This is the whole point when they're gaslight, even on this show right here. Even the host does it. Even the host is making you question what you heard in that audio. That's gaslighting. Their actions could be gaslighting as well. And it's a tactic they use to get the pressure off of them. Because this is a major problem. We heard what we heard in that audio. I don't care what they say. You have to have a strong mind to not worry about what they're saying. This thing is starting to affect people. A friend of mine said she cannot listen to this anymore. She said they don't like us. She said these people hate us and we didn't do anything to them. And she said I can't listen to no more because I'll do something. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if they don't rectify this problem, there potentially could be people crashing out over this. This is the ultimate, this is the worst case of gaslighting, what's happening right now. It's the worst case because, oh, the audio was manipulated. The audio was manipulated. No, it was not. The audio that they put out, that was not manipulated. But this is what they do is gaslighting. They try to take the heat off of them. Listen, innocent people don't act this way. They wouldn't even have an interview to begin with. Okay. This is what I know. I don't care what these whippersnappers are saying. Okay. I don't care what they're saying. They're not smart enough to outsmart me. They're not smart enough, man. I've been doing this for a very long time. Okay. I've been breathing since Jimmy Carter was president. They haven't lived long enough to outsmart me. That's how you gotta feel sometimes. If you know your eyes saw something, your eyes saw it. Don't let nobody question you in life, including these people. They don't have any power. They have illusion of power. They think they have power. They do not. They don't have power whatsoever. I remember Obama saying it. He said, these people ain't all that. He said, never think that you're the lowest one in the room. They ain't all that. They not. He probably was the smartest one in the room of every room he went in. But these people want you to think that you're the dumbest in the room. They're not. These country bumpkins can't outsmart me, man. They can't. And I'm going to give it to them until they tired. They can't outsmart me. And I'm going to prove it to you that what they're saying is nonsense. But we're going to listen to it. We're not going to see them. We're only going to use our ears now to hear what they did. This is the ultimate form of gaslighting. And you know what they said? Something to the effect, well, if they want racism to end, they wouldn't be putting race in it. First of all, who put race in it? And when you say they, name them. Name who put race in it. Name them. Name them. Stop going on race. We need to know what happened to this young man, man. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. None of them said what they thought happened to him. You notice? This is a terrible interview. This was terrible. And let me tell you something. Y'all need to fire y'all lawyer. You need to fire him for even having you guys do the interview in the first place. He needs to get fired. He needs to get fired. If I'm sitting here ripping y'all apart, what you think the FBI is doing? This is a joke. This is an easy case to unsolve. This is easy. This case is easy, bro. Easy. This is the easiest case I've ever seen to get solved, yo. The easiest one. And this is also the easiest interview to break down. This is not lacking education and everything. All of them lack education. Every last one of them, even the person that's doing the interview. If not, they're just stupid, one or the other. And I have a right to call them stupid. That's my opinion on them. You're stupid. I think you're stupid. I do, for doing this interview. Okay? I think you're stupid. And I'm always going to think you're stupid for doing this stupid ass interview. One important distinction: being wrong, lying once, disagreeing with you, or having a genuinely different memory is not automatically gaslighting. Gaslighting usually involves an ongoing pattern, design, or consistently functioning to undermine your confidence in your own reality. They've been doing this since the inception of this country. Since the inception. And he said something in this interview. This little piece of trash, he's a piece of trash. He said if they want to get rid of racism, listen, none of us care nothing about you. Y'all care about us. We don't care about y'all. I know I don't. I don't care enough about you to hate you. I don't care enough about you to hate you. You guys always hating on us. We don't care nothing about you. And matter of fact, some of us, we're so happy to embrace one of y'all. It's crazy. I'm not happy to embrace nobody. You got to earn it. You got to earn me to call me a best friend. And you guys sitting up here calling him your best friend. He was not your best friend, in my opinion. You don't leave your best friend out there. And matter of fact, okay, albeit you said he stayed with a girl. But once you found out he was missing and his mother filed a missing person report, my question is, did you guys go back out there that night to go look for him? If the answer is no, you're not the best friend. So stop saying he's your best friend. You guys are what I think is frenemies. The only mistake Nolan made was going out with hanging out with y'all that day. That's the only mistake he made. He made a crucial mistake though. Okay? Very bad mistake. And I want people to learn from this because these people not all that. Stop thinking these people all that, man. They got to earn your respect. That's with everybody in life. You don't want to just hang around somebody just to be hanging around. It's best to hang around by yourself. When you get older, you will understand that. Hanging by yourself in solitude, it gives you more confidence. Traveling the world by yourself gives you more confidence. I've done all of that already. That's why they can't tell me nothing. I don't been to other countries where we think we crazy, that we keep referring to ourselves as crayon colors. Nobody else in the world thinks that. They think we're stupid. They think we're entitled Americans. I am well traveled and I am well educated and I have street smarts for the point where these people can't fool me. They can't fool me. And then they told a story where Trayston went into a store and they said, well, your money ain't good here. Well, prove it. I don't believe you. Prove that happened. Prove it. Because I don't like how y'all was stuttering when you said it. So prove that happened. Go to the store place and let me see the store owner show me that. And even then, I'm going to be looking at the store owner eyes to see if that person's telling the truth. I don't believe nothing y'all saying. That's just me. I don't believe nothing. You guys are not smart enough. You're not smart enough to outsmart me. I don't believe you. So let's go ahead with this interview, shall we? And I'm gonna have to pause it because I have to give you my commentary.
My life just like hit like a hole. Like even going out, you know, we're always paranoid somebody's gonna see us, get spotted, try to beat us up potentially, or even worse.
What they're doing is they're shifting the blame back on somebody else. They're trying to take the heat off of them. Wherever I go, you know, people, you know, where a lie's on the line and this and that. I don't believe out there. I don't believe that out there. You guys stick together out there. You remember that? What did Trayson say? Trayson said Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back no matter. No, he said 100%. So I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So I thought Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back 100%. Well, we know that's false. You know why? Because he's only living life through his own perspective. Everybody out there don't think that way. That's just him talking good for the camera, but nobody believe that. But they're going to have to show me receipts that they feel like their life on the line.
You just met these young men more recently. And are you confident that these young men had nothing to do with it? And I want to start with you, Ed. You know, why did you choose to work with the boys? What is your plans? What do you expect to get out of working with them? What's your expectations when it comes to defamation?
Well, I think an injustice in one place is an injustice everywhere. I hate lying. I care about the truth, but most of all, it's the actual people who are involved here. So first of all, I just want to say Tyler Cox really welcomed me here. My co-counsel, he's an incredible human being and he's an incredible attorney. And then after that, I had an opportunity to meet these incredible young men. And I just got to say, these guys are unbelievable. Warren, Jackson, Morgan, they're just beautiful people. They're really decent human beings.
I don't know if they're decent human beings. Maybe they are, but I just want to say something. I want to keep the main thing the main thing. Nolan Wells was a decent young man. I don't care about these young men right now because they still breathing. Nolan Wells not breathing no more. I want to hear that. I want to say that I didn't know him, but from what I've heard and things like that, he was a decent human being that should not have lost his life. That should not have gotten killed. Excuse me. He should not have gotten killed on Horn Island or wherever he got killed at. So I just want to say that. So every time he tried to big them up, I'm going to big Nolan up. Okay? He was a decent human being and an all-American young man. See, I know when people say that they all-American men, I know what they mean by that. I know the history on that phrase. but I'm going to rewrite it. Nolan was an all-American young man. He was.
They're just great people. And, you know, that's
Nolan was a great person. Let's not talk about them. The hell with them. Nolan was a great person. Nolan was a great person.
why I'm here, because I want to help great people. And this is just the
That's why I'm here. I want to lend my voice because I got a hell of a voice, and I'm going to use it for this. And hopefully Nolan get justice. That's why I'm here.
This is a very sad situation, but it's also a very human situation. And it's a
Said it before. He's right. It is a human problem. What happened here is a human problem. It's not a race problem. Sometime it is. Now it is. Now it's a race problem. But before that, it was a human problem. It's humans acting stupid and resulted in the death of another human. This is a human issue. It happens all over the world. It don't just happen in Ocean Springs. It happens all over the world, and I'm tired of it happening everywhere. But since we're focused on Ocean Springs right now, this shouldn't have happened. It's a human issue. And then y'all gonna sit up there as trash as y'all are, because y'all trash to me, and sitting up there gaslighting. Like y'all smart.
a tragedy.
So you guys have, you know, obviously before this happened, I would assume you're living a regular life, young guys being in college, you know, having a typical experience. Then you lose your friend, Nolan. And after that, what has life?
Stop. Lose your associate. It's not a friend. It's not, well, okay, everybody has their own definition of what a friend is. I don't like their definition. Okay? I don't like their definition, man. Okay, my thing is, if that was your best friend, how come you didn't show up at the funeral? Oh, I get it. I get it. Because y'all punks. Oh, I didn't want to go because people think we did it. I would have showed up with my head hanging high. I ain't do nothing. You damn right I'm gonna show up. If the barber of Seville, his old in a sunken place ass showed up to the funeral, y'all sure as hell could have showed up. Talking about he know the I know the family, I know them. I gave him his first haircut and this and that, and I knew his father, knew his stepfather. We work out the same gym together. You know damn well they ain't working at the same gym together. He don't look like he worked out in 5-10 years. Stop playing. And one of the guys that he went out to Horn Island with, I eat with and get up with him 3 times a week. All right, show me the receipts on that because I don't believe it. No, these are not friends. Like these are not definition of friends, man. Because you know what I would have did? I would have went back out to Horn Island that night, ready for the beef. Because I'm gonna think somebody caught him slipping. Now I'm trying to look and see who did it. That's what I would have done.
Life been like for you guys?
I think like ever since it happened, my life just like hit like a hole. Like it just stopped. And I mean, we just got to live day by day from now on. I could say definitely a whole flip upside down for our lives. It's like even going out, you know, we're always.
You notice how they keep talking about themselves. They're not talking about, ain't none of them say rest in peace to Nolan. Not one of them. Not one of them said rest in peace. My condolences to the family. It's all about them on how their lives been inconvenienced. Somebody's dead here, man. Ain't nobody caring about y'all, man. Yeah, nobody caring about y'all, man. Nobody said rest in peace. Nothing. I ain't never heard him say rest in peace yet. No rest in peace. And my condolences to his family. My condolences to his little brothers and his siblings. Nothing. Boy, y'all, man, Lord have mercy. There's some cold shit I'm listening to, man. It's cold. It's a cold piece of work.
Paranoid somebody's gonna see us, get spotted, try to beat us up potentially, or even worse.
Stop. We're just, we're worried, and we're worried about somebody trying to beat us up. They talking about us, yo. They making it racial. They talking about us. Their own people not gonna beat them up out there, man. Who they talking about? Yeah, we're just worried about. Now they playing that's how they do it. They play the victim. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're like, somebody gonna beat us. We worried all day, and we're looking over our back. Come on, man.
We're really just trying to stay low key and not go out as much or anything like that. Yeah.
It's been hard because my friends and I are people.
Yeah, of course they not. Hey, what's up, GD Johnson? Yeah, they're not gonna say justice for Nolan. No, they're not saying that. They're not saying that. They might be involved. They might be. No, they're not going to say that. Justice for Nolan. Oh, no. They can't say that. Because they say justice for Nolan. Ooh, I don't know, man. Somebody might get implicated for that in the crime.
People, I mean, we like to be out and hang out outside of our friend group, and not being able to like go certain places or.
Is that how they talk down there? Like outside of my friend group. I never heard nobody talk like that. Yeah, we just can't go out, outside of our friend group, and we're just worried, and we're just worried that the gorilla is going to come out and get us. Oh, man.
Or, walk around in public because our head's always on a swivel. It's really affected all of us. I mean, especially in like my family.
Oh, hold up, bro. Hold up. His head is always on a swivel and this and that. And oh my God. So why y'all acting paranoid if y'all didn't do nothing?
Standpoint, my safety comes first. My friends and family safety come first too, and it's been really hard because I'm worried about like my family as well with me, and it's hard, but we're just going day by day and just trying to get through every day.
Can you give me some examples of what has happened? Have you guys had things happen online, threats online? Have you guys have any examples of people accosting you or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we have had countless death threats online. Been spotted. I'll let you elaborate more on that. Being spotted.
Listen, man. You know what I believe? To people that don't know no better, they could sell water to a well, yo. If you don't know no better, they could. If you believe them, like because some people, you could be a really good person, right? And you will believe somebody like this without questioning them. If you like that, they'll sell water to you, man. For sure. They'll sell water to a well. Okay. They said they don't got accosted. Okay, show me. Okay, y'all got somebody put their hands on you? Let us know. Yeah, they need to report that to the police. They sitting up there, boy, I tell you, they got accosted.
People have obviously just pointed us out. I mean, as a group.
People always just point us out, as a group. Dude, it just happened. It's only been a month, less over a month. A month and 7 days. It's been a month and 7 days. So people always pointing them out and this and that.
They've been on a one-on-one setting. I think it's really just like awkward because I don't want to talk about this, and I know my friends don't want to talk about this any more than we need to. We're still mourning one of our best friends' death, and it's hard to speak about it when like sometimes we just need some alone time, or sometimes we just need to lay back and not be around all this. And I mean, I've been called out in public and I haven't been in public that much. I know my friends have had encounters in public. The threats have been insane from, my stepmom and my dad, my mom, just everyone included, like even my brothers and my sisters. And it's just hard. I mean, it's unbelievable where like this has been taken to and the level where this is at.
When you say you've been called out in public, can you give me an example of like, what do you mean? People are threatening you with weapons? People are, not allowing you, denying you service? Because I heard that Trayston, he went to a corner store and they told him his money is not good there. They wouldn't even let him buy Gatorade.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing things like that or something totally different?
Right. I wouldn't say like that. I think
He said he wouldn't say like that. Okay, so Tracy said that they said your money ain't good here. That sounds like a movie. Who talks like that anymore? Hey, son, your money ain't good here. Okay? You ain't good around here. Take your money somewhere else. Your money ain't good here. It just sounds like a movie. So they're gonna have to prove that one.
I've been denied, anything, but like Trayson, it's hard to hear from a good friend of mine.
Talking, it's like he making it up on the fly. You see, oh yeah, he's sounding very choppy when he talks. I couldn't have did this interview. I would have had them ready to fight me. I couldn't have done this interview, man. I said, hold up, calm down, relax. I'm only asking you a basic question, and you said you was accosted. Give me an example. That's it. They would have the interview would have ended. I'm just telling you this.
People are threatening you with weapons. People are, not allowing you.
Listen to how he explained it, how choppy he is.
Deny you service, because I heard that Trayston, he went to a corner store and they told him his money is not good there. They wouldn't even let him buy Gatorade.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing things like that or something totally different?
Right.
Before he get into it, I'm gonna listen to the question again. All right. Let me explain what Officer Tatum is doing. I do not want to call him out because this is a clandestine mission. Somebody sent them. Somebody sent him to get information. He was sent to them to get information. A lot of people thinking that he's working with them. Yes, he is. But the way he's questioning them, and he just letting them talk. And he didn't really edit that much. I could tell he edited a little bit because they probably was looking bad. So that his editors had to edit a little bit. But guess what? He still have the raw data, though. This guy used to be a police officer. You mean to tell me you mean to tell me they may not have sent this guy? Do you know that a lot of Vlad TV interviews were used in court? Anybody know that? A lot of his interviews were used in court. You don't think they use people like this to go get information? See, they feel like they're smarter, just because of how he looked, but we don't know who sent him. I'm so street smart, I would not have interviewed with him. Not. Even if I didn't do nothing, I wouldn't interview with him. Okay? You need to listen, nobody knows how to keep their mouth shut. Nobody. Everybody's seen the first 48. We see how everybody try to convince people. That's what they're doing. They're trying to convince people right now. You don't have to do that. Because if the evidence is not there and you didn't do it, you don't have to talk. If I were their lawyer, I would have told them that, listen, the evidence is not here. Y'all need to be quiet, even if you didn't do it or not. I don't need to know y'all if y'all did it. Just don't talk. Don't give the people, don't help them do their job. But the average person don't know how to be quiet. Didn't they say whatever you say can and will be held against you in a court of law? That also applies to interviews, which you do online. A lot of interviews of Vlad TV was played in court for that very reason. It's not Vlad's fault people are getting arrested off what they say. I want you guys, because a lot of people are listening to me right now and they may not understand what I'm saying. I want you to write this down. Let me know. Well, let me give you a few seconds to get your phones ready. You type in Vlad TV, VLAD TV on YouTube. You're going to type in AR ab interview. AR, the letters AR, AB interview. This is the perfect example of somebody self-snitching on themselves in an interview. Okay? This guy wanted to get credit for bodies that he caught. No, Cassie didn't catch the bodies out. Those are my bodies. You know what bodies mean, right? People he killed. He said this in interviews. You know what AR mean? Assault rifle. Assault rifle AB. AB is short for Abdullah. His name is Assault Rifle Abdullah, AR AB. I studied this case because that was a clear example of somebody self-snitching on themselves. And here's another case I want you to write down, because I've been watching these cases for the past over 10 years now. There's another case that I want these young men to study so they won't, they making a mistake here. I don't know why the lawyer not telling them. Dwayne, I think he spelled it D-U-A-N-E or D-W-A-Y-N-E or something. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He's going through jury selection right now for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Let me give you, I don't need to watch that trial. I already know what's going to happen. What's going to happen, Max? He's going to be found guilty on murder. That's an easy case, just like Nolan's case. This is easy. I told you I told you I know who I think did it, who killed Nolan. I know who I think did it. I'm not going to tell you because the lawyer is looking to go after anybody. I've already figured this out. I've already figured it out. There's only 3 possible people here. Or he got jumped. Or he got jumped. But this is easy to figure out. But let me go back. Let me give you some predictions here. Keefe D, he's going to be found guilty of the murder of Tupac Shakur. Remember I said it. Today is August 11th. I don't need to watch these trials. People say, are you going to watch the trial? No, I already know that. I already know the verdict. I was the one being interviewed at the Diddy trial by New Zealand news. It was Al Jazeera, New Zealand. I told them what the verdict was going to be. People just laughed at me. I said, he's not going to be, this is not a RICO case. This is easy. I said, they probably going to get him on that stupid Mann Act. It's on video. Al Jazeera, New Zealand. I said it. I predicted the verdict. I said, they're going to get him on something. I said, but not the Mann Act. This is not a Mann Act by textbook definition. This is not a Mann Act case. So I predicted it. So I'm predicting Keefe D, he's going to jail for, for whatever, for essentially life. What's the other trial? Little Dirk, guilty. He's going to be found guilty. I don't have to watch that. What's the other one? What's the other one I'm interested? We already know David going to jail. We know this. These are things I don't have to watch. This is not something that's complex. Even the murder of the unfortunate murder of Nolan Wells, that's easy. That's easy to be solved. The killers are in plain sight. It's easy to be solved. It's just a matter of, are the local authorities going to do the right thing? Are they going to do the right thing or not? It boils down to, are they trying to cover this up or not? If they're not trying to cover it up, I'm telling you, multiple people are going to get arrested. And this could be, here's my other theory. This interview could be them trying to taint the jury pool. I've already got it figured out, man. Oh, Yella Beezy, I predict he's going to jail. He's going to be found guilty for sure. I don't have to watch that. I've been watching these trials so far because I be hearing the evidence. I say, okay, yeah, reasonable. My question is, anybody, I'm up for, if you want to hire me, if you're a defense person, you want me to hear your evidence, you want to let me hear what the state has against your client, I will tell you if you could beat that or not. Because my first thing is, after looking at all the evidence, will a reasonable jury find you not guilty? What's the high likelihood of a reasonable jury finding you guilty here with the evidence they have against you? You have to say that. You have to say that to yourself first. That's why Clenny, the OnlyFans model, she just recently, look, let me tell you something, guys. Courtney Clenny, whatever her name is, she just recently pled guilty. She got one of the best lawyers on the planet, yo, because he convinced her, we're not taking this to trial because a reasonable jury is going to find you guilty. You murdered him. You killed that boy. So guess what we going to do? We going to buy you some time. And that's what happened. I got chills down my spine when I heard how much time she got. She got all that time served and she'll be out in no time. Back to her life, yo. That's how it works. Sometimes you gotta plead guilty. That's what should have happened to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, everybody know he could have bought himself 10 years, man. You can't put a knife in somebody's chest, in their heart, and pierce their heart and not sit down and do some time. Because a fist fight doesn't call for a knife fight. You understand? You don't bring a knife to a fist fight. I don't care how big the kid was. You had in that scenario, you plead guilty. What you say to the judge, you stand up. You know how the judge say before sentencing, what would you like to say? Well, no, I will say this before the judge. How would you plead? Because they got to have when you plead guilty, they have to have a hearing. So they know that you wasn't coerced into your guilty verdict. So they have a hearing. And you say, I want to say, Judge, I just want to say this really quickly. I know what I could say can and will be held against me in a court of law. May I address you, please? All right. Yeah, go ahead. Have you consulted with your attorneys? Because you know what you say can and will be held against you. Yes, sir. I do not want to put the taxpayers through this. I don't want to put the family through this. I don't want to waste taxpayers' money. I made a bad decision that day. And yes, I am pleading I'm guilty for that reason. That's it. That's what my boy did, yo. Excuse me, my cousin did. My cousin was facing, because back then, when you get caught with drugs and stuff like that, they were giving out draconian numbers. They were giving out all-time Brady passing numbers for what he got caught with. I never forget it. He sat up in front of the judge. He said, I made a bad decision. And she said, oh, you didn't make a mistake? He said, no, I made a bad decision. And he said, because everybody spoke before him. I even spoke for him. Then he spoke last. He said, I just want to address the judge. He said, I don't want to put the taxpayers through this. I made a bad decision and I have to face the music. So then the judge, you know how they say, give her about 20 minutes. She came back. She was in tears when she was sentencing him. She was in tears. She was like, you could have easily been sitting in my position. She said, it's very rare that I would have somebody walk in my court with a master's degree that I have to sentence like this. She said, it's very rare. She said, you don't fit the crime. He said, I made a bad decision. She said, I know. She said, I never had somebody admit that. She said, I don't want to sentence you. She said, because you could easily be in my position. You could easily be a judge because that's how smart you are. You graduate at the top of your class in college. She sentenced him to 10 years. I almost hit the fucking floor. I said, 10 years? I'm looking around. I said, he got 10 years? She said, everybody said, yeah, he was happy. He sat right down. He did it. He went in a praying position. He said, thank you, God. I heard him mumble it. Thank you. I said, thank you. I said, Mom, he got 10 years. She said, will you shut up? Because I was like, I'm whispering, but my voice is carrying. Sometimes it happens that way. You have to face the music. That's what Courtney did. She faced the music. She don't want to put the family. She said she didn't want to put his family through this or whatever the case is, even though she shouldn't have did it because her ass is crazy. But she still got out of it. She still got to do a little. She got to sit for a little bit, but not long. Now imagine if she had taken it to trial and blue trial. That girl would have got 30 years, man. She know that. She know they caught her dead. She killed that man for no reason. So this situation here involving Nolan, he was killed, yo. They can't convince me that he wasn't. And if they come back and say, okay, well, he drowned. Okay, now, okay, he drowned. Well, somebody did it then. I know he was killed. I just know the spirit is telling me. These boys right here, these guys, young men, excuse me, they don't have to put on a show for us. I bet you if I say to you the name Jax, none of you know who Jax was before he sat his ass up there. Nobody, listen, no, I didn't even know what Jax looked like. I think they're answering the social media people. That's who they're answering. And that's a mistake. You're answering them social media people. We don't even know who you are. We don't know your involvement in anything. So the best thing is to be quiet. But no, y'all can't do that. Because these kids, you gotta understand, guys, these kids grew up on social media. They listen to social media every day. Then they know their names are being put out there. They don't like it. But what if people are wrong? What if you guys didn't have nothing to do with it? What if we're wrong? I mean, I don't know who did it, but what if people are wrong? You didn't have nothing to do with it. That's how you let your lawyer take care of that. You don't got to convince nobody of anything. I wasn't there. But the fact that you are talking, we are all ears to listen. We're all ears to listen. Listen, don't do no more interviews because it gets worse every time y'all do an interview. It gets worse. Will you stop? Young men, stop. What is wrong with y'all? Let the law work it out. If the law work it out, everybody get arrested, then everybody get arrested. But if everybody get arrested, they gonna use your interviews against you. But if you didn't have nothing to do with it, listen to me. You need an older gentleman to give y'all some game because y'all parents ain't listening. Whatever y'all parents is telling y'all, that ain't working. Listen, sometime in life, unfortunately, sometimes people got to go through the system. I'm already knowing if I have to walk outside in the street and I get accused of something, I already know who my first phone call going to. It'll go to my mother. Then my mother, contact what's his name, take all my stocks out, cash it all out so I can get me a lawyer. And then I'm going to keep my mouth shut and sit in central bookings and wait for my first meal. What's the big fucking deal, man? Nobody wants to sit in central bookings, but sometimes you got to. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, Max, if you didn't do nothing, well, you don't want to be sitting up in there. Sometimes people can accuse you. You could get in a bad relationship. She gonna be like, yeah, he hit me, whoop de whoop, and knowing damn well you didn't hit her. And now you're sitting up in central bookings. Sometime in life it's gonna happen. That's why you gotta have a plan in place so you can get you a reputable lawyer. So you could go ahead and in that interrogation room not say nothing. Okay? But do they know that this is a light interrogation right now? It's a light interrogation. They just don't know it. See, he got us all fooled, but he ain't got me fooled. He said, well, I'm just here to help the boys, and you guys all got to apologize. Listen, when he talked like that, he's trying to reinforce them down there that he's on their side. I know he's not. I know he's not on their side. He's being used. But see, what's going to keep him safe and what's going to keep me safe is nobody believe the fuck what I'm saying. So that's what's going to keep me and him safe. Ain't nobody believe what I'm saying. But I know he's not for them. He's there to get information. Because look, wouldn't it be better for him to go talk to him than the police? Because they gonna really be lying. They'll talk to him. He comes off as somebody they could talk to. Because he always got that content black folks always messing up. He got the black folks always messing up content. So he's safe. what appears on the surface that he's safe. I don't think he is. I think he's an agent. I don't think he's safe. You know, the good doctor that we listened to the other day, he's an agent too. Oh, yes, he was sent. And a lady came out 6 years ago and told us that he was sent. She said we all had work to do, but he went off and did his own thing. But let me get back to this right here. They should not be talking. Every time they do an interview, it gets worse.
It's just hard. I mean, it's unbelievable where like this has been taken to and the level where this is at.
When you say you've been called out in public, can you give me an example of like, what do you mean? People are threatening you with weapons? People are, not allowing you, denying you service? Because I heard that Trayston, he went to a corner store and they told him his money is not good there. They wouldn't even let him buy Gatorade.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing things like that or something totally different?
Right. I wouldn't say like that. I think I haven't been denied, anything, but like Tracy, it's hard to hear from a good friend of mine that he's getting denied.
You hear how he explained it? He sounds choppy. Listen.
A Gatorade and a Red Bull before work and having to, like, he calls me, he's like, dude, you won't believe what just happened. He got called out at Walmart. Someone called him out at Walmart and was like asking him all these questions and trying to press him about it. And it's crazy to me. Like, we live in a very tight knit community, and for people to, push back and say these things when they know what Ocean Springs is like, it's really hard. And I mean, I haven't had many personal encounters, but
look, people have a right to question you. What, we not supposed to question you? What, you think you almighty whitey that we can't question you? You crazy. Oh, you crazy. It's a new day and age. And I'm telling you right now, these YouTubers and stuff y'all keep listening to, they're going to keep talking about this until y'all 30 years old. It ain't going nowhere. There's still people talking about the Kanika Jenkins case. And that's been since you guys were in grammar school. You guys were in grammar school when that happened, and people still talking about it. So I'm just letting you know, we're going to continue, the people are going to continue to talk about this until y'all tired. They're going to keep running y'all name through the dirt. They don't care. They do not care. Just letting y'all know. All the YouTubers, man, all the people on the Diddy case, they're all on this. Kanika Jenkins, they're all on this. Some of them are. Some of them joining. And all the other cases, people are joining on. You even have an international YouTuber that get $2 to $5 million of video. I mean, 2 to 5 million views of video. She's on this case now. Okay? She's not afraid to talk about it. So what, he got pressed in Walmart and stuff like that? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I know being around the guys and stuff like that, they have. So,
and Ed, as an attorney that's representing these boys, I mean, what does that make you feel like? Do you feel like you got a good case here, or what's your perspective in that? Because people are online, and obviously they know who you are. Obviously they know you represented Donald Trump in some pretty high-profile cases. And so now that you've joined, or at least now you work for the young men here, you hear them say things like they've been accosted, they've been, threatened online. Does that make your case a greater case, or how do you work within what's happening to these young men?
Well, unfortunately, I wish there was no case. I wish this hadn't happened. But unfortunately, because these things did happen, there is a case, and now there's multiple cases. And
what case? What case he talking about? See, guys, they don't need to be doing no. What case, yo? What case are they involved in? They ain't do nothing, right? See, I heard that. What case? He talking about libel? You just handle that. Libel is easy. You just handle that behind the scenes. What they acting like they okay, you're going after people for defamation. That ain't no big deal, yo. But what case he talking about? What is some case coming? Something might be coming, guys. Something might be coming. What case you talking about, man? What case he talking about? What case are they involved in? What case are they involved in, guys? I'm confused. See, they telling on themselves, Joe. What case are you involved in? Case. God, they thinking case. Like, I'm not thinking case. They said they didn't do it. They said they left at 4:30, and they got proof that Nolan was on the island about 6 o'clock or something like that. So they were gone. Okay. Okay, we all supposed to believe them. Let's say if we all believe them, they gone at 4:30. They had a bilge pump situation. They called, and they left. Nolan decided to leave with the girl. Let's stay with the girl. No hell with his phone. He's so up in the girl's face. He didn't care about his phone. He didn't care how he getting back to the mainland. He just right with Katie right now. Okay, so they left and they went back to the mainland. What's the problem? What case do you have? I don't get it. What case? I'm sorry, this case. What case? You know what I'm saying? You don't have no case. Y'all didn't do it, right? You guys didn't do it. Okay, you talking about a libel and defamation. That's not a big deal. That's not nothing to worry about. That's not like you guys are going to get in trouble. It's just it was a person online. It was a person online saying y'all did it and giving out y'all addresses and stuff. I get that. But yo, I hear case. So I don't know.
You are. Obviously, they know you represent Donald Trump in some pretty high-profile cases. And so now that you've joined, or at least now you work for the young men here, you hear them say things like they've been accosted, they've been, threatened online. Does that make your case a greater case, or how do you work within what's happening to these young men?
Well, unfortunately, I wish there was no case. I wish this hadn't happened. But unfortunately, because these things did happen, there is a case, and now there's multiple cases. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're out there and you lied about these guys, you lied about my guys, you lied about Tyler's guys here, if you lied about Morgan, if you lied about Jax, if you lied about Warren, we're going to get you. And you're going to be hauled into court. You're going to be held accountable. And it's going to be very painful.
And that's a threat. He's threatening. That's a threat. He said, we're going to get you, and it's going to be very painful. That's a threat. He just threatened. So he trying to say, you stop talking about this case, yo.
And I'm going to tell you something. If you're out there and you lied about these guys, you lied about my guys, you lied about Tyler's guys here, if you lied about Morgan, if you lied about Jax, if you lied about Warren, we're going to get you. And you're going to be hauled into court. You're going to be held accountable. And it's going to be very painful.
He said, we're going to get you. He said, we're just off that statement alone. If I had to go to court, I'll make an argument that I would have to do it on satellite court. Because he said, we're going to get you, knowing how I know how they get down out there. And he said, it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. Court is not painful. I don't know why people are afraid to go to court. Court's not painful. You just give me a few minutes. I'm almost done.
Okay.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
That's okay. Let me know when you finish.
All right. What's his name about to have a presser? He's about to have a press a press conference, Benjamin Crump. So I'm gonna have to end this and go to the press conference, and I'll be back because maybe he's about to give some information. And Yeah, he's about to get some information. All right, guys. So it's a press conference getting ready to go down with Ben Crump. So that is going on right now. It's on his Instagram. Go to Ben Crump's Instagram. I'm not going to go live. I'm going to listen to it. It's on his Instagram. Hold on. Let me give you the link. It says we will begin shortly. So hold on. All right, there it is right there. I'm about to go listen to it. So maybe he got something and whatnot. But I don't have to listen to this interview no more. It's just gaslighting 101. I don't have to listen to this to know that they're gaslighting. And he made a threat. He said, if you lied on these gentlemen, he said, we're gonna drag you into court and we're gonna get you, and it's gonna be painful. That's a threat. I would take that. And for those, take that as a threat, man. And he had his hands crossed when he said it. Take that as a threat. Definitely take that as a threat. Court don't have to be painful. It don't have to be painful. Don't be afraid of it. But he said, we're going to drag you down here and it's going to be painful. Why? Because we sitting up here wanting answers. That's why. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some people that straight up said they did it. There's some people that straight up said that they did it. Okay. There's people that straight up said that they did it. So I don't agree with that unless you got information. But nobody's saying they did it. I'm saying they don't look good. This interview is horrible. And I want to know what kind of lawyer would have them up here doing an interview. This interview is horrible. And half the people you're going to sue, you're not going to get nothing out of them anyway. So it's like, whatever, yeah. It's almost like I feel like this is a scare tactic. So people won't talk about this. It's a scare tactic. Listen, let me say this, gentlemen. These YouTubers and TikTokers, they're not going to stop. They've been doing this. That you're nothing special. I've known people to talk about Kanika Jenkins for 5 years. Okay. You guys don't know half these YouTubers because you guys were in grammar school. I know some of these YouTubers, they're going to keep going. You said same old scare tactics of Mississippi to keep people quiet. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. It's about to, it's people are in the chat now. It's about to go live shortly. So you guys got the link, right? Because I got to get ready. I got to get out of here anyway. It's like, it's almost, I ain't realized I got an appointment to go to. We got to roll. But I'm going to listen to it in the car. We got to roll. I almost thought, I didn't know what time it was. Like, damn it. But yeah, so we'll see what Ben Crump has to say. But like I said, these YouTubers going to keep talking about it. They're not going to stop. And somebody going to solve it because they solved the young Dolph murder. It was YouTubers that solved the young Dolph murder. They said Straight Drop did it. They said Straight Drop and his other dude did. And guess what? Straight Drop in jail now for murder. Oh, yes. I'm waiting for Crump now. I got your message, Medea. Oh, I got a roll. I got a roll in a second. I didn't realize we got an appointment to go to. I'm trying to see, is he gonna start this? You know how, damn, come on, Crump, you got to start this. Hold on. Let me see. Let me ask. Let me text of mine to see when Crump is starting. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if they know. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully she'll return my text. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. All right, we're gonna wait. We waiting to see what he's gonna say. Yeah, so guys, we'll see what he says. Thank you, Medea, for letting me see that. Because I would have totally missed it. Who do you think did it? Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed him? Oh, don't say that name. Ooh, I had to mute you. Yo, they gonna come after me. I don't know if y'all heard what she said. I don't even say it. I ain't even gonna ask. Huh? All right, I shouldn't even ask. I shouldn't have. Guys, we know who did it over here. We ain't gonna say who. It could be. It's a couple scenarios. It could be the work of multiple people. He could have got jumped, or somebody choked him out. One or the other. And then some people are saying, well, if that happened, his lawyer's saying, well, how come nobody saw it? No, somebody probably did see it. And they probably cooperating with the police. That's why everybody looking shook. Her thoughts and opinions is that or not mine. I'm just let you know, MJ. You said it's either somebody jumped him or somebody for him to had, let's say if they jumped him, that means somebody hit him the wrong way and then that was it. It could happen that way. Or it had to be somebody bigger than him to actually choke him out. It wasn't going to be somebody smaller than him. It had to be somebody bigger than he was to do it. Did they take his organs out in Biloxi when they stopped there? Yeah, they kept some of his of course. They do that. That's not out of the ordinary for them to keep your organs because they had to do further research. Further testing. So that's not out of the ordinary. For them to keep the contents of like certain parts of his neck region, like the there's a bone, I forget what you call it. Like if you're getting strangled, that bone will be out of place. I forget the name of it right now. That parts of the larynx, those muscles on the side of your neck, yeah, they kept that just to do further testing. And they also kept the contents of his stomach because they can be able to tell the time of death approximately from where his last meal to where his meal was in his digestive tract. I learned that from Dr. Bodden and Dr. Henry Lee. Now, what do I think this happened over? I don't know. But for sure he got killed. You said how we know his throat wasn't cut? We don't know. We don't know the contents of the final autopsy. That's sealed, remember? They sealed it for the grand jury. The parents know, though. They know. That's why everybody in Ben Crump's live trying to figure out what he about to say. Yeah, they know the details of the autopsy, but they were told not to say anything because it's an active investigation. So they can't even say anything to us. You talking about the white boy parents? What about them? Oh, let me go back to your, I don't know what you said. Oh, here we go. No, I'm not talking. No, I don't think his parents would do that, bro. Yeah, we still don't know the manner of death, but if they come out and say it was a drowning, then somebody, I believe somebody did it. So it was this other investigator. He's one of the top investigators in the world. He said, just because somebody drowned, you still don't rule out foul play. You have to keep going further to make sure you can rule out foul play. It doesn't stop there. But here's the thing. I bet you, if I'm a betting man, there's an innocent bystander out there that saw it. That's aiding the police right now. And they're keeping that person tight to the vest. Somebody out there saw what happened. There's a young lady. When I went to her profile, I said, I don't think this lady's lying. She said she witnessed it. And she said there was a fight. And she said it's on video. She said they got on video. Said they got on video, man. So we're gonna wait. We'll wait because I know the police have more information. They're not gonna tell us. So, but it's a reason why they looking the way they look, and I don't know why. Because if you didn't do it, let me tell you something. If my friend passed away, and I didn't do it, first of all, I don't have a reason to give an interview because I didn't do it. The only people that I'll be talking to is the authorities and Nolan's parents. That's who I owe my attention to. Nobody else. I would be going to their house. I said, listen, we need to look at this angle because I left at this time and we did have a beef with somebody out there. So this is what happened. And then I will tell them, here, take my phone so you can get the data off my phone. So maybe I have something or something. Oh, here we go. Let's see. You guys have the link, right? Just in case you can't hear it on my end, click on the link. Let me see. Who does he have with him? This might be another case. This is involving another case that he's live about. Yeah, this is involving another case.
Media ready. Good afternoon. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Kevin O'Brien, and Attorney Chance Lynch, and Attorney Lisa Park, and attorney Matt Cohen. We have the honor and the privilege of representing the families of Carla and Andre Boynton, who were pillars of this community, who tragically lost their lives due to the negligence, the gross negligence of the Lyft driver and the Lyft Corporation.
Oh, this is
We also have the distinct
yeah,
honor
Ryan, you're right.
of representing.
Ryan, you're right. I know what that case is. The Lyft case. All right. That wasn't involved in this case. So y'all got the link. I don't want to hear it right now. It's about the Lyft. Yeah, the Lyft situation. That's not involving Nolan. That's the Lyft case. Thank you, Ryan. You said, I feel like Nolan drowned. I feel like someone hit Nolan behind the head and knocked him out, and someone finished him off. Well, he did have a significant injury in back of his head, but they don't know if it's pooling. They don't know if it's blood that pooled in the back of his head for him laying on the slate, or was that a significant injury? But we don't know the details of the final autopsy. But if he did drown, then they still have to go further. They can't stop there. Okay, well, he drowned and nobody saw him? Because guess what I heard? I heard from the Cajun military, they had said that it looked like the body wasn't waterlogged. And they also said it looked like the body wasn't in water that long. So that means he was placed there. If the body wasn't in the water that long, he was in the, what you mean it wasn't in the water that long? He was in the water for 48 hours. That's long enough. But no, they said that. They said it wasn't in the water that long. I don't know what that long means. I think they're trying to say in some way that he was placed there. Because guys, if you saw how his body washed up on the shoreline, that's very unusual. Where his body was. Now my question is, did they find him in the water, or did they find him laying in the sand like that? That's my question. We don't know. We have to wait for the final autopsy. But you could tell the cameramen that were out there, they were taking pictures of trying to see if they saw footprints or something around the body. He was laid perfectly down on his side. No, they said that's how they found him. He was laying right down, face down. From the perspective of his arms, you could see the back of his arms clearly. You could see the back of his arm. And his left leg was bent. It was like he was sleeping. It don't even look like well, obviously he was, he'd been dead for 48 hours. So there was going to be some type of decay. But it don't look like I don't know. They said it looked like he wasn't in the water that long. So that's significant. Now, let's say if these guys didn't have nothing to do with it. That means they could have possibly been being targeted that day. So there's other stuff to worry about than worrying about somebody in Walmart. You get it? What if they were being targeted? What if somebody was watching them the whole time, and then when they left, they got their boy? How do we know it ain't a serial killer? We don't know. But the only thing they worried about is themselves. They didn't even say rest in peace, nothing.
What I would say to the people who have done that is, now's your chance. If you want to apologize and retract before you find yourself in court, you should probably do that now. Because if you don't do that, once you're in court, now you just can't leave. You won't be able to get out of it. And we're not going to name names because there's some other folks who are doing that, and we want to be better than that. And I want to emphasize this, right? We're not here to guess. We're not here to speculate. we're only going to deal in facts, right? And here's the most important thing, right? We don't know how Nolan Wells died. No one here is saying we know.
Wait a minute. We don't know how he died. Yeah, they even saying it, guys. We don't know how he died. We don't know. Was it a drowning? We don't know, yo. See, they can't say that. They can't say, yeah, he drowned. He had an unfortunate accident. He drowned. They can't say that because they don't know what the police are saying. Yo, guys, the police ain't talking to him. I don't think so. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't think the police talking to him, guys. They don't know what's going on, like we don't know what's going on. Oh my God, the feds involved. Oh my God. I'm starting to get a chill now. The feds are involved, guys. Oh my God, yo. They just said we don't know how he died. They don't know. They can't because they don't know. Let's just say if they did know, they can't tell us that he drowned because that'll mess him up in court. I'm not saying that they did it, but he said the right thing. We don't know how he died. He said the right thing. We don't know how he died, yo. Guys, I would have said he drowned. I'm like, yo, I think he drowned. What's wrong with saying that? They can't say it. Bro, what's up, Oz? Thank you for the donation. You said, Max, why the lawyer talking like you said he heavyweight? He might be a heavyweight. I don't know. But did you hear what he said? He said, we don't know how he died. We don't know. You mean to tell me all them connections y'all got out there? Don't y'all family got connections? Y'all don't know how he died? Oh boy. Maybe they can't say it. Maybe they can come back and say they can't say it. You said if they got people walking up to them in town, at least you said that's least that worries YouTube. Right. Least of their worries is YouTubers. You said how you know. How you know what? Who you talking to? You said how you know. How you know what? You said it was shady. You said yeah, but Kevin, we can't. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see what you're saying, Kevin. But here's the thing. We can't say that. Because here's the thing. Right. I see what you're saying, but I can't say it. But see, how can let me reword this right. They can't tell us how they can't say that he drowned because if it's a situation that they might have to be implicated in something, that will be used against them. So they can't say it. So he did the right thing. We don't know how he drowned. Excuse me, we don't know how he died. It's been a long morning. Yeah, they can't say it, Kevin. Yeah, you're right. That means, you know what I'm thinking? I'm only taking a guess. The police ain't talking to him. They're being quiet. That means the feds involved. That's how they operate. They very secretive. This is crazy, guys. That's your worst nightmare, to have the government, to have the United States in your business, because they have a lot of cases they deal with. People, you know how many people went missing in 2025? They deal with a lot of missing person cases too. They don't even have enough in there. They have so many cases going on. They're always busy. If they solve them, they solve them. If not, they got to move on. They keep it closed case until they figure it out. Yeah, this is a crazy case, guy. Like I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I wasn't there on the 4th of July. I wasn't there on Horn Island. I don't know if y'all have any involvement. I can't say you do, and I can't say that you don't have any involvement. I don't know. I wasn't there. But something ain't right here. Something's definitely not right. And I can tell you right now, if the feds in your business, YouTubers are the least of y'all worries. Wow. Yeah, he said it.
No. But what we do know is Morgan, Jax, and Warren had nothing whatsoever to do with Nolan Wells' death. And that's what's important. And unfortunately, because there are people who want to divide a town and come in from the outside and tell people what to think and pit neighbor against neighbor, it compounds the tragedy. It magnifies the tragedy. And I just want to say this. Here's why it's an even bigger tragedy. Because my friends here, Morgan, Jax, and Warren, these guys are not just the finest that Ocean Springs has to offer.
He said it's not just the finest that Ocean Springs has to offer. He talking about his client. He said these boys are not just the finest that Ocean Springs have to offer.
Finest that Mississippi
He
has
said
to offer.
they're the finest in Mississippi. These boys are the finest in Mississippi. Who is he trying to convince? Huh? Who are they trying to convince? They say they didn't do it, right? So why are they trying to say all that? It's crazy. Let me look at that again.
Even bigger tragedy. Because
Fine.
my friends here, Morgan, Jax, and Warren, these guys are not just the finest that Ocean Springs has to offer, finest that Mississippi has to offer. These are the finest young men that America has to offer. You know, really great people. And Tyler actually taught me good Ocean Springs people. That was one of the first things I heard when I got here. So I'll just say that they're good Ocean Springs people.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you enjoy.
Guys, he said they not just. He said they the finest America has to offer. Yo, if they the finest America has to offer, we in trouble. Holy crap! He just being a lawyer. The lawyer is just lawyering. That's all. He's just being an attorney. For he's advocating for his client. So I get it. Okay.
99%. It's not 99.9999. There's no decimals. There's no anything. It's 100%. 100.000%. Nothing. They did nothing wrong.
That these young men had nothing to do with it.
Confidence not a strong enough word. In fact, beyond a reasonable doubt is not strong enough. There's a 0% chance that they did anything wrong. So this is not 90%. It's not 99%. It's not 99.9999. There's no decimals. There's no anything. It's 100%. 100.000%. Nothing. They did nothing wrong. And that's the problem for our opponents here, who have ruined their lives, dragged them through the mud, and attacked them. You don't get to lie. We have a First Amendment. We love our First Amendment, but you don't get to lie and hurt people. You want to lie and it doesn't hurt people? Fine. You lie and you hurt people. That's why we have defamation. And that's what this is about. So I just want to emphasize this in the strongest possible terms. Zero wrongdoing. Completely innocent, totally innocent, and categorically innocent.
And you guys have had experiences with either people threatening you online. I know that, Warren, we talked about this before, and we talked a little, or at least spoke a little bit about when you go out, you guys are getting accosted by people. Can you give us an example of, or at least tell the audience an example of an incident where you guys may have been accosted? Or what does that look like when you go out? People threaten you with weapons, or people trying to physically harm you, or people having to be restrained? What kind of engagement is happening when you guys go out?
We went to a restaurant, a couple of buddies of mine, and when we were, I wouldn't say threatening with weapons or anything, but I felt, and I know my friends felt, threat for our lives. I mean, I don't think there was like a fear factor, but at the same time, like it's awkward in public. Like I stated, like when we have to talk about these things, but we went to a restaurant and someone came up to me and was like, "Is this you?" And I was kind of like shaken up about it. Well, at first she asked like my name and like all these questions. And I was like, okay, whatever, she's just coming up to talk. Well, then she came up to me again and showed me our first interview and was like, "Are you sure this isn't you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's me, like, obviously." And she kind of just, I looked at my buddy and I was like, "Yeah, we're leaving, like close close everything out like we're going. And I left, and there was an altercation after I left with some of my buddies that weren't involved in this at all.
Mhm.
And they told my friends that they were going to kill him, and they wanted to.
There was an altercation when he left. I don't believe this. He got to show me some receipts. Do he got any like phone footage he could show us? I don't believe that, man. I'm skipping this. I don't believe that. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Area of where one of our buddies was, where this altercation happened, and I actually got into a conversation with a fellow next to me that wasn't even involved, and he told me straight up, he was like, if I was y'all right now, I would leave before y'all get hurt. Y'all need to leave right now. I'm just watching out for y'all.
Knew him, right? I didn't know him. I know none of you guys. I just had a chance to meet you guys more recently. But how do you think this should have gone if you could control the environment? Nolan is found deceased. How do you guys think that this should have been put out to the world?
So first off, I wish that none of this would ever happen. I wish Nolan could still be here with us today. And I wish that, like I said, none of this would ever happen. Like I wish that all this could be erased and Nolan could be here tomorrow. I mean, that's more than anything. But other than that, I feel like his mom blasting us on social media from the get-go, saying that he was out there with Warren and another guy.
He's blaming the kid's mother, man. You see how much of a devil he is? He blaming that woman lost her child, and he blaming her for everything. That's a devil. I know they don't care. That's a devil, boy. That's a devil right there.
That's where it first started to take off. And then also the fact that she posted a picture of me and Morgan and another guy and Nolan on the boat together, blasting that out there, pushing this narrative, kind of, I guess. I wish that would have never happened either.
How was that pushing a narrative of race when that's a picture he took out there? That was the last picture he took alive. That's not pushing no narrative. See how they gaslighting? They gaslight, man. Gaslight 101. But they're gaslight. They can't even gaslight right. They can't even do that right.
I don't think those would never happen.
Just go.
That we came together as a group, even from the first day when people started texting us things, saying, crazy things. But I wish it wouldn't have been reported as some type of race.
It wasn't reported as no race thing. It wasn't. I've been following this since it happened. It wasn't reported as no race thing. I wish it wasn't reported as a race thing. What's a race thing? It was not reported. It said that the kid went out to the island. He ended up dead. They can't find him. Ended up dead. Then we found the body. I've been following ever since they found the body. You know what I'm saying? I've been following ever since then. Ain't nobody reported this no race thing. He went out with friends to the island. Like, I saw the picture of you guys hanging with him. I didn't think nothing at first. Now I am, the way y'all talking.
I think it's really bad that like people are pushing the narrative of, oh, this is a race thing. Well, obviously it's not. I mean, this is like a brother to us. I mean, Nolan's no different than anyone else in our group. And I just wish this wasn't pushed on the media as, oh, this is a bunch of white guys that killed a black guy, or this is, for like in the beginning it was like,
you see how he explained it? He can't get his thoughts out. You see this, right? He can't get it out. What, do he know how to talk, or do he stutter?
Well, he kind of mixed up a little bit.
Yeah, he is mixed up. He trying to get his thing together as he's being interviewed.
He tried to get my boy off the TV. And he tried to saying that he was just involved. And then they get parents, they don't care.
like 4 guys went to a stranded island and dumped Nolan at the island and just left him there. Like, even from the beginning, it was just like this thing, and no one had facts, and they were just pushing this horrible narrative, all lies about everyone, and it's sick. So I wish that would have been completely different. I'm glad I called the Coast Guard. I'm glad I made the first contact within all of this. I'm glad I was the first one that called Christine Wells that night and told her that we haven't heard from her son. And
why is his lawyer sitting there with his arms crossed like that? I don't know. Why does he have his arms crossed like that?
I'm glad that I did all of that, but I hate the way this has been perceived by the media and portrayed. This has like been absolutely horrible with the way and the things that they've said to us and done. But other than that, I mean, there's not much I would change from my point of view and my friend's point of view. I think we did everything right, and I know we did nothing wrong.
I think I also want to say, I think it's so criminal that they took something so anti-racist and flipped it into something super racist. Like they took, this is the definition of anti-racism. I mean, that we did not look at Nolan any different than I looked at him, or even you. You know, this is literally our brother. I mean, like we stated, we did not treat him any different. We didn't treat Trayson any different. We don't treat Trayson any different. And they just flipped it. And I just think that is so wild that they're pushing this thing that they're saying, oh, they want to end racism and all this stuff. Well, they're the one pushing it. They're pushing the racism.
He said they want to end racism and all that, but they're the ones pushing the racism. They're the ones. Well, who's saying it's racist? Ain't nobody saying that. We just want to know what happened to him, sir. We want to know what happened to the young man. Let's be focused here. Do y'all know what happened to him? Y'all just said y'all don't know what happened to him. So obviously you guys don't know what happened to him. So be quiet. You guys can't give us no answers. You don't know what happened to him, so be quiet. What they interviewing for? Look, they said they don't know what happened. Yeah, but no, they saying they don't know what happened. We don't. He's our friend. He's our best friend. I don't want no best friends like that. Let me stop. I don't want no best. What's up, Sharif? This is my best friend. I can't, Max. This is too much to listen to. It's really right. It's grinding your gears because they gaslighting. That's why. That's why I put gaslighting 101. All right, we're done with this. I'm not listening because you know why? This is triggering for some people. But I tell you one thing, I ain't gonna say it. Them saxophones gonna start blowing loud soon. If y'all know what I mean. Them saxophones starting to blow loud. Because I don't know what they interviewing for. They don't have no information for us. They don't know how it happened. They said we don't know how it happened. So what are we hearing from you guys for? You know, you guys said you left because you're having a bilge pump issue. Something wrong with the bilge pump. Okay. So you guys can't help us. But guys, I have a question for you. Like, why are you here? You know, you got your lawyer. People said you did it. Then go after them people. I just don't know what y'all doing here. If y'all can't tell us who did it. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, who is they? They pushing this race issue. He said they want to end racism. Why they put he said this is the definition of anti-racist. Your boy, shut up. That's what I want to tell him. Shut up. Just get off the interview. I hope they never interview again. Because guys, the more they interview, the saxophones getting louder. They getting louder. Now it's real loud. My eardrums is busting. It backfired again. It's not. And look, he has the power of editing, and it's still backfiring because he don't care. It's not his. He didn't do it. He just there getting a good interview. You know. You notice I ain't say nothing about Tatum once. Nothing. Because they the ones he listen. He only had a few questions. They the ones kept talking, and he sat there patiently and listened to them. But don't think for a minute he's there to help them. He's not. He's not there to help. They're using this to get information on them. You said you can't stomach the good officer. He's not talking really. It's them. They said, listen, guys, we don't know what happened to our best friend. Okay. Nolan was the best friend of everybody. How is he everybody's best friend? He everybody best friend. He's my best friend. Well, I don't want to. Y'all. You know what they look like to me? You remember that wrestler, Brother Love? You know, with the red face. I love you. I love and then backstab you. You remember Brother Love? He'll backstab you. He like, I love you. Don't you know that? I'ma pray for you. And no, you not. They need to go sit down somewhere, guys. This is it. I don't want to hear no more interviews from them. You remember Brother Love, Sharice? I love with the white suit on. I love you, my best friend. I love you. You know damn well they don't. Listen, I don't want to hear from these guys no more. Guys, you don't need to do no more interviews. Okay? Because you guys, first of all, you guys the one said y'all left and went back to where y'all were going. Okay? You said you left at 4:30. You had a bilge pump issue. Okay? You said Nolan left behind. He was with the girl. You got somebody to say that you saw Nolan on the island about close to 6:00. So what are y'all doing interviews for? You guys wasn't there. Somebody else could have did it. And also, you guys say you don't know what happened to him. You don't know nothing about nothing. So what are we hearing from you for? Who are you talking to? First of all, they must be talking to some of them YouTubers, because there were some YouTubers that was getting down on them, saying that they did it. I said we don't know who did it. It's a mess. This is a mess. It is. I know. Boy, it's a mess. And the thing is, whoever did this, they didn't set out to kill him. They were drinking out there, and probably was over a girl, and did this to him. And then everybody panicked, or whatever the case is. I don't know. This is bad. You said if Nolan was drinking heavy, why do you leave him alone without a phone? They said they had a bilge pump issue. They said they told him 3 times to get on the boat, but he wanted to sit up there with Katie. And Katie, she put out pictures. If y'all go look at Katie's pictures that she put out, she tells the story. Yeah, he did the press conference, but it was with it was the lift situation. Somebody died in a lift or something. This world crazy. Yeah, we don't need to hear from them no more. I really don't. Each interview is getting crazier. Yeah, it's just, oh my God, yo. 3 stooges sitting up there. I wouldn't have done the interview. I'm like, look, Officer Tatum, I'm good, yo. I can't. I said, yo, we got a lawyer. We just gonna keep it at that. Yeah, that's it. People don't know how to be quiet. Sometimes people say a hit dog will holler. You ever heard that? A hit dog will holler. Okay, hit dog will holler. Yeah, it must have to do with a lift situation. You said because the lies keep adding. Yeah, the saxophone's getting louder. The more they talk, it's getting louder. Like, come on, man. Like, but you know what I think, guys? I think the local law enforcement, they're not even talking to them. Because I told y'all before, that local law enforcement not going to lose their pension over this. They're not lying for you. They're not going to lose their pension. They're not. They're not going to lose their pension over nothing. And I think whatever happened, somebody saw it, and they're cooperating with the police right now. It's just a matter of time before somebody get arrested. You say he looked like he lost weight since the last interview. He do look like it. It's crazy. Them saxophones getting louder. It's crazy. Okay, and you hear the bells ringing too. It's crazy. I know they don't know, but somebody probably tell them, you better get in front of this camera and get out of this ish. That's the wrong move, though. Don't say nothing. Okay, let's not help them do their job. Don't say nothing, because we don't know if they did it or not. Correct? We don't know. Who decided that Warren be the spokesman? Out of all of them, he do speak the best. He does. The rest of them, you can forget about it. I'd rather listen to Warren. If I had to pick one, you know what I'm saying? Let's have Warren do it. See, you see how what's his name being quiet, right? That's how you're supposed to be. What's his name? Biff, Bart. You see how he ain't got nothing to say. He said, I ain't do this. Okay. I ain't do this. So I ain't got to sit up here and do no interview and prove nothing. You feel me? Shit, that's Bart Starr. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Bart Starr? Remember that he had one of the best names in the game, yo, Bart Starr. When he a quarterback, Bart Starr. That's what you know you're gonna be something. Your name Bart Starr. Like you're gonna be somebody. Just like Captain America, Roger Staubach. You just gonna be some people just got names in the game. Bart Starr. Come on, man. What y'all know about Bart Starr, man? But like I said, Bart said he ain't got nothing to do with it. So guess what? Bart ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. So yeah, I'm not doing no interview. Thank you though. Thank you for lending your platform, but I'm good over here. I got a season to get ready for. And he ain't let me see what you deleted. Hold on. You said Bart is right. Smart move. You ain't had to delete it. I read it anyway. But yeah, Bart said, yeah, man, I gotta get ready for the season. You know, I ain't got nothing to do with this foolishness. And I don't have to do no interview. Period. You said, why does he speak and dress like it? Because he chilling. This is just like impromptu. He chilling. You know what I'm saying? He's known though. I know who he is. He's very known. Very known. You know what I'm saying? When I saw his name, I said, oh Lord. As soon as I saw his name, yeah, he very well known. Yes, he is. You don't represent the president if you ain't known. He's very known. No doubt. Now, somebody probably hired him. Like, look, you know, they got a little money to hire him. I need y'all to come down here and put out the fire. That's what he's there for. He's there to put out the fire. Okay. He's there to put out the fire. He's there to advise them on how to move. Okay. So that's what he's there for. But he's not cheap. He's not a cheap lawyer. So they had to, somebody had to come up with some racks to get him for sure. That is for sure, man. Yeah, he dressed like that, but nah, he the real deal. I know who he is. He's the real deal. Shit, I could hire him if I had the money. Yeah, you gotta have money to hire him though. His retainer, shit, minimum 100,000. Just his retainer, minimum. But I don't know why he got them doing an interview though. See, that's not his job. Like his job is there for the civil situation. Now I'm thinking he may have advised them not to do the interview. They want to do it anyway. That's not up to him. There's no way he advised this. That's on them. That's not on him. He just got there. That's not on them. And they already did the interview before. So I guess he's like, all right, I'll be here to listen. And you could see the jump cuts in the interview. So a lot of this stuff was edited out because you could see the jump cuts. At least I could see him. So he did what he had to do. I mean, if they wanted to interview, at the end of the day, they hired him. So if they want to do the interview, it's nothing he could do. He just got to be there to make sure they don't say the wrong thing. Now, it don't matter how he dressed in public. He the real deal. For sure he is. He's the real deal. When he get ready to dress up, he will dress up. But yeah, he the real deal now. Yeah, he the real deal. But the problem is, I wouldn't want them to do the interview. But that's not his call, though. So he's not a criminal, he's not on the criminal side. He's on the civil side. And also, you don't know if Nolan parents is about to sue them for the wrongful death of her son. You feel me? So he got to be there. For sure. And for sure, she got a good lawyer too. Yes, she do. And it's not Crump. He's one of them. Crump he's like the media lawyer. He gets everything in motion. No, she got another lawyer. And check his last name. Then you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, this could be fought out in civil court, but it's much more that going on that is not his call. This other lawyer's call. It's not going to be him if they had something to do with this. But I'm sure he advised them though. Like, and I would advise them, you don't got to do no more interviews. Like, this is it. So he did what he had to do. This is not on the lawyer though, that this is, and I could see where the lawyer had his arms crossed. He didn't want to do this. If I'm a betting man, he didn't want to do this interview. You know what I'm saying? He just like, whatever. But he know the scare tactics and stuff, that's not going to work. But he had to, he got to earn his money. He got to play the part. But that's not going to stop the people from making content. It's not happening. Listen, we went up against a billionaire. That's Diddy. And nobody stopped the content on Diddy. Diddy's a billionaire. People were wilding out on Diddy. Diddy just like, whatever, man. We'll handle it in court. You see all those cases against Diddy went away, right? Them cases dropping. Them civil cases, all of them are dropping. And I had predicted it. So you got this a waiting game. You got to wait this thing out. If they didn't do anything, just be patient. Don't worry about what people saying about you online. Don't listen to it. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna close out with this. I ain't saying these boys did it. Somebody told me a hit dog will holler. Y'all, thank you. Thank you for joining. We'll come back a little later. You know what I'm saying? We'll come back a little later as the world turns on this case. Peace.